Howdy VC, it's Jeff. Thanks again for coming back and joining me. Monday, August the 14th. Early evening, just finished dinner and I've got the place to myself. I thought I would do a bit of a catch-up video where I show some records that I got from this past weekend. I was fortunate enough yet again to hook up with Jaime Cottle in his hometown and have lunch and do some digging. So as usual, Jamie's great host. There's two record stores, notable record stores. There might be a couple other little kind of small ones, but typically when we meet up in Jamie's city, we go to two notable record stores, and those being Sound Fixation and Diamond Dogs. We've been to them before. This time we went to Sound Fixations first, and then we had lunch, and then we went to Diamond Dogs. I'm going to show you the records on what I found here in reverse order. I did find 5 records total, and then one the following day, because when we were there I was trying to make a mental note to myself that I needed to purchase some record sleeves, and I completely forgot all about it. So locally here I went out on Saturday, I guess. We went out on Friday, so Saturday I went to a local used place here that I know carries the sleeves that I like to use, and I found one used record there. So I'm going to start with that particular record, which is John McLaughlin's Electric Dreams from 1979. Love John McLaughlin. His guitar playing, of course, is like nobody else. Just on the red Columbia label. I think with this find now, there's one, it leaves me with one John McLaughlin album that I still need to get from the 70s. I did need the two, and this one I had been looking for and never was able to find a copy. So this was $10. Nice shape too, so happy to add some more John to the collection. So when we went to Diamond Dogs, again, that's the second store. I found 2 records at that store. And the first one that I found, and it was nicely priced too, it was, I want to say it was only $16. It's a double LP. I'm currently reading, I think the series of the book is called On Track, and it's essentially features a book features an artist, and it goes through every track of every album, talks about the album, talks about the tracks, and quite interesting actually. The one that I'm currently reading now, I don't forget the author. I know it was his first book. It's actually The Moody Blues. So I'm reading the On Track rendition of The Moody Blues, every album, every track. So I'm a bit on a Moody Blues kick right now. And the first album I found at Diamond Dogs was the Moody Blues Caught Live +5, which is mostly a live album. Again, it's 2 LPs. 3 sides are taken from December 1969 performance at Royal Albert Hall, and side D is 5 additional tracks, like studio leftover tracks. Give Me a Little Something, Please Think About It, Long Summer Days, King and Queen, and What Am I Doing Here? This album actually wasn't released until 1977. The Moody Blues had a bit of a break, or they just kind of went on a small hiatus, I guess you'd call it, from about 72 to 77, no, 78, I think. So this album was released just before 1977, so there had been a period with sort of some silence from the Moody Blues. This particular pressing, it's actually a beautiful copy. It's near mint, almost near mint. But this is a UK pressing stereo on the blue Decca. Really nice. So again, I was able to get this. I think it was $16. Can't remember if I showed you the gatefold. It is a gatefold. that's pretty neat. And this was the late 60s. The Moody's were kind of more into their psych and prog. Love the Moody Blues. I believe tracks on this are taken from 3 albums, maybe 4 albums altogether. But anyways, Caught Live +5, the Moody Blues. And the second one I got, heavy on the guitarists with this, was 1970s self-titled album from Ry Cooder. Like John McLaughlin, I mean, Ry Cooder, just an excellent guitarist whose, style is all his own, like nobody else. And I rarely see this. I've only seen this a couple other times, and I don't remember if it was just one that I ended up putting back or wasn't that great a copy or they wanted too much money. But this particular one has eluded me for some time, so it was nice to finally get a copy. This is an original US pressing on Reprise. I can't remember which, actually I've got it right up here, ironically. It's the Santa Maria pressing. I think they had 3 separate ones in the US in 1970, but Santa Maria. Ry Cooder's self-titled debut. And so now taking another step back to the first store that we were at, which is called Sound Fixation. Sound Fixation is it's a good store. I find, and I think Jamie feels the same thing, that most of their inventory is leaning more on the used side now. Just kind of over the years, the used stuff dwindles if you're not, of the ability to pick up and purchase collections from people. So your used stock, of course, diminishes over time. Unlike Diamond Dogs, the majority of the stuff is used, but it can be quite challenging to find some things in Diamond Dogs, and there's a significant amount of stuff that's overpriced, especially for the condition that they're in. But anyways, so back to our store number 1, which was Sound Fixation. I have found 3 records at that store, and the first one here was the first one that I came across. It's the only new album that I purchased, and that is Chet Baker Sings. This is a Tone Poet reissue from just this year. I think this just came out in the last month or so. Originally, the Tone Poet series released Chet Baker Sings, I believe, back in 2020. And back then, I was picking up the Tone Poets with much regularity. But this one, just my store, it's sold out, no problem. And the copies just kind of seem to disappear real quick just about everywhere. So I missed out on the first pressing in 2020. So this is the 2023 Tone Poet reissue. Yeah, happy to grab that. I recently purchased actually I did have it on the floor, Chet Baker Record Store Day from April had a reissue that I purchased. So slowly getting into Chet. The next one is one from the Groundhogs. And this is Hogwash. And I believe this is also a UK pressing, which was released as a trifold. Open once and twice. I'm not sure if in the US and in Canada it was released as this. Maybe a gatefold, I'm not sure about a trifold. But yeah, this is, I thought I'd written down a year when this came out. 1970, well, let me look at the record. Still has the original inner sleeve from United Artists. Does it have the year on here? 1972. This is my 3rd album from the Groundhogs. I have Thank Christ for the Bomb on CD, and I have the only other LP Groundhogs album that I have, I think, is Split. So this one I think is regarded highly. 3744, was it Wilson Road? No, James Road, I think is considered a pretty good rocker. This is a kind of a blues rock band. I don't think I've seen this. Maybe you've seen this once before, but it's in fairly nice shape, and it was nice to get a UK pressing. So nice to have some more Groundhogs. And the last one that I have here, this one was the most surprising and maybe the one that I was most thrilled to find and purchase in the day. The lineup here with, this is A Hard Road by John Mayall. Ainsley Dunbar, John McPhee, and Peter Green, of course, from Fleetwood Mac fame, and of course John. Yeah, this is A Hard Road. This is an original UK stereo pressing, released in 1967. Still has the UKs have that nice shimmery cover on them, laminate cover, I think that's what you call it. So really nice condition. Paid a little bit for it, but I mean, the condition that it's in. Again, this is a stereo pressing, which are on the blue Decca labels. The monos were on the red Deccas. Just wonderful shape. So this was, I think this might have been the first or second album that I found at Sound Fixation. Surprised to see it because, you know, this record, and especially in this condition, is one that typically wouldn't stay on the shelf for very long. So yeah, John Mayall and the Blue Breakers, A Hard Road. And that was the day. It was great fun. Thanks again, Jamie. Jamie's a great host when we get together. It's always a blast to meet up with Jamie and have a chat and do some digging, and it was a great time. Thanks everybody for watching, and until the next time, bye for now.